Hello, how are you? I am asking for Native American tribes all over the world for your support. I'm very sick. And I haven't done any humor lately. It's hard to be humorous when you're this sick and feel bad and your eyes are swelling. But since I am asking the American Indian, indigenous people, to raise their voices and protest for me, I thought I would busk a little for you and give you a small offering of comedy, which you may or may not find funny. Obviously, I'm sick on a reality show. They're keeping me on here because it makes them money when I could just leave and get better. You know that. Everybody knows that. But I've been watching Indiana Jones. I've been watching these trilogies, like the Harry Potter trilogies and the Indiana Jones trilogies, trying to put together my life. And when I was very small, I remember I was maybe 3 or 4. I was in Jonesville, North Carolina. We went to Charlotte to see the King Tut exhibit that came through, if that was real or not. The King Tut, that came through, everyone could see it. And I was very taken by it as a 4 or 5-year-old could be. And got a piece of chocolate and a calendar, or a ruler, excuse me. I was very proud of that and brought it to show and tell. But I was rewatching Indiana Jones, and now everything, being indigenous and Native American, it really struck me when they were going into the tomb of King Tut and Ra or whatever. It was like, I know for a lot of people there's like a lot of splendor and awe, but now for me it feels very invasive. I'm gonna talk to you about why here in a minute. And of course I've grown up with George Lucas and all my life, so the whole series is great because there's a part where they go and they are shooting animals to put in museums. And, Teddy Roosevelt's like, I'm gonna shoot animals and put them in museums. And young Indiana Jones like, do you really have to do that? That's kind of mean. That's cruel. It's kind of a jerk thing to do. It really is, And and I was like, yeah, this, why do we do these invasive things so people can see it? That was kind of the point. And anyhow, like this year I've noticed that, I guess, Carter, whoever that came into the whoever did some of those Egyptian excavations, like some of the property from the tombs are in some of these royal people's houses in England. I'm not gonna say who because I don't want to cast any negativity onto them. But like, as a Native person, and realizing I'm slightly famous, the odds of us being dug up later, indigenous people, are very high. just keep rolling with me, okay? Either dug up or someone puts a Costco or a Walmart over us. I've been thinking about it. I was like, they're in that scene, and like, if you go to the museum and see the mummies that are all like brown and like they look like they've been dehydrated, I mean, Please don't let that happen to me or your grandfather. You know, I wonder if the people of Egypt or the indigenous people in Egypt cringe or if they are proud of it. I don't know. Here's my thoughts. Because I have been in Utah and been in, some of the Native American caves. Supposedly, of course, I am a birth product of George Lucas and the Disney Channel, but pretty sure, white people came, and did a lot of excavation into our little native pueblos in our little, found our pottery, the Kickapoo pottery and all this stuff. I wonder, like, when Native American people see the white government cars coming up, either on the reservation or near their property, are they thinking this? Are they wanting to dig up Grandpa and study Grandpa? Are they trying to take the land that Grandpa is buried in? Or do they want to put a Walmart or Target on top of Grandpa? I'm being really, like, for real. It's, and then also there's a very sad thing about Native children in the Carlisle schools. We won't even go there. That should be completely investigated, and by us indigenous people, But I just would like to see if maybe a bunch of us want to, like, get together and drive to wherever George Washington was buried. And I'm not, like, throwing shade or anything, but what if we were, like, a bunch of us, like, Native Americans, got in a bunch of, let's say we pick a color. We wouldn't just be in all white SUVs. What would be something we would do? We could get on horses or some old Broncos or something, but something very, like, us. And we just all get together and we, like, caravan out to George Washington's grave. And we show up and we're like, hey, we're gonna dig up George Washington. We want to see if his teeth are wooden. And they'll look at us like, you can't do that. And we would be like, why not? You've been digging up our ancestors or moving them? Oh, wait. Can we put a Costco on top of George? Or wait, can we buy the land that George is living on? No, this is real things that happen to Native American people. It's like, but we just want to study George Washington's wooden teeth. Why can't we? I mean, you come and you dig up our pottery, you dig up... everyone wants it. Do you have an artifact of a Native American arrowhead? Everybody's got an arrowhead. Well, everybody does that to us. What if we want to just be like, we want to show our children George Washington's teeth. Can you get his teeth out of his mouth and put it on the display on the Smithsonian? Well, why not? Why not? You put, like, our whole family tribe on display at the Smithsonian, or you go dig up Grandpa and put him on the display this morning. When I found out I was part Arabic, that's when it really hit me. I was like, man, someone's gonna want to dig me up in 1,000 years, or maybe some of you indigenous people. So please, can we just keep this pact? All Native people right now, please do not dig us up later or come into our tombs. And especially if you're slightly, a celebrity indigenous person, because they do this thing with King Tut. Of course, King Tut, he's brilliant and amazing as all these, second layers of rooms and jewels. And then they're like, oh, and then there's the architect. His is a little scaled down. So here is the lesson you learn in life. Be, don't be a celebrity. Don't have tons of wealth, and and don't be indigenous, and no one will dig you up. Or just don't have any wealth, and no one, or be a celebrity, and no one's gonna want to dig you up in the future. I hope not. So anyhow, let's just keep a pact that no one digs up grandpa or great grandpa anymore. No one puts a Costco, a Target, or a Chick-fil-A on top of great grandpa or great grandma. And you know, if you can do that to great grandma, great grandpa, and great great grandpa, I mean, so that was my bit of comedy. It's terrible. I don't feel good. I sincerely, humbly ask that you advocate for me. I hope I make you laugh. I hope I make you think, and I do think being a good Native American person is preserving our past and our future. So please preserve me. Don't let anyone dig me up. Thank you.